dive into all things digital marketing. Today, we're going way back to those early internet ads and tracing the path to the strategists taking center stage in 2024. Whether you're brushing up for a big presentation or just satisfying that curiosity, get ready for a trip through digital marketing history. You might be surprised at just how different things were back in the day.
It's wild to see how much has changed, but also how some of those core marketing principles, they've stayed surprisingly consistent. Like back in the early 90s, display banners were king. They were like the digital versions of those glossy magazine ads.
So, nothing like the interactive, personalized experiences we see now.
Not even close.
Yeah,
But even back then, marketers, they were already tinkering with ways to make those ads more engaging.
yeah.
1993, a law firm, can you believe it? They're the ones who cracked the code, created the first clickable banner ad.
Okay, stop right there for a sec. It sounds so simple now, but why was that such a game changer?
Because it marked this major shift from just passively viewing to actively engaging. With that one little tweak, suddenly users could actually do something, right? Click through, check out a website, learn more. It completely flipped the script on advertising.
It really was the catalyst for online advertising as we know it.
It really was. Clickable banners, they became the norm pretty quickly, but as we moved into the late 90s, something else popped up that changed everything. Search. Imagine, if you will, a time before you could just Google something. You had to know the exact website address,
Oh, I remember those days. It really highlights how much we depend on search now.
right? Well, in 98, a small company, got bought by Yahoo later on, had a truly groundbreaking idea, search keyword advertising. It was the very first step toward the search-driven world we live in today.
It's funny to think that something so commonplace now was revolutionary once.
It really was a game changer.
Yeah.
And that momentum, it just kept building. 2000, Google drops AdWords, and boom, the landscape shifts again. Google, they were all about targeting users based on what they were searching for. And that was a pivotal moment for digital marketing. It really set the stage for all those data-driven strategies we're swimming in these days.
It's mind-blowing how fast things developed. In just 10 years, we went from static banner ads to this sophisticated search-based targeting.
And that pace, it only sped up in the 2010s with, you guessed it, smartphones. Now marketers could reach people right in their pockets, anywhere, anytime. Mobile ad spending exploded, like almost 90% growth year over year.
Wow. What do you think was behind that kind of growth? Was it just that more people were using smartphones?
That definitely played a part, but it was bigger than just the devices themselves. It was this perfect storm, faster mobile internet, apps designed specifically for being on the go, and this major shift in how people were behaving. Everyone was using their smartphones for shopping, staying connected, everything. Marketers, they had a captive audience, and they knew it.
It really is crazy to think how much has changed in just a few decades.
It is, from those early days of, just figuring things out to these crazy sophisticated strategies we use now. Digital marketing, it's been a wild ride.
So, given all that change, what are some of the big trends we're seeing in 2024? What's hot? What's not?
Well, with all the buzz about new tech and the next big thing, one thing's for sure. Search is still king.
Yeah, no surprise there. I practically live on Google.
You and everyone else. Think about it. Whether it's someone looking for the best pizza place in town or some CEO researching a billion-dollar merger, everyone turns to search engines. That's where they go for information, to help them make decisions. And the beauty of search is it tells you exactly what people want, what they're looking for right that second.
Makes sense. So, how do marketers tap into that? Is it all about pumping money into paid search ads?
Paid search is great for visibility, sure, but you got to play the long game too. Organic search, what you get when you make great content, optimize your website, build that strong online presence. That's where the real lasting growth happens.
So, it's like the difference between renting a billboard and building a skyscraper, right? Paid search gets you noticed, but organic search, that's how you become a landmark.
Perfect analogy.
Mm.
Now let's jump over to something else that's changed a ton. Email marketing. Remember back in the day when everyone was obsessed with building those perfect email lists?
Oh, yeah, those were gold.
Still important, but there's a catch now.
Yeah.
We live in a mobile-first world. Almost 70% of emails get opened on phones now, so you got to adapt or die. If your emails aren't designed for those tiny screens, they're getting lost in the shuffle.
Like trying to fit a whole magazine ad on a postage stamp, you need something made for that space.
Exactly. Speaking of adapting, let's talk automation. This isn't just some buzzword. It's completely changing how marketers do their thing. We're talking algorithms that crunch tons of data to fine-tune and optimize campaigns on the fly.
Sounds incredibly powerful and a little scary. What does that look like in action?
Think programmatic advertising. It uses AI to buy ad space across thousands of websites in milliseconds, targeting your perfect customer based on their online history and demographics. It's like having a team of super efficient marketing assistants working 24/7, making sure your ads are seen by the right people at the right time.
That's insane. It sounds like something out of sci-fi. But if everything's automated, what does that mean for, actual human marketers?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Huh.
And it's something everyone's grappling with. Look, automation's great at those repetitive tasks, crunching the numbers, optimizing based on the data. But humans, we still excel at the big picture stuff. Strategy, creativity, building those genuine connections.
So it's not about replacing us, it's about giving us better tools,
Hmm,
letting us focus on the more human side of marketing.
exactly. Now let's switch gears to something that's had its share of controversy lately. Social media marketing.
Yeah, it feels like there's been a lot of talk about the challenges it's facing. What's your take on things?
You're right. Social media marketing, it's hitting some roadblocks. People are worried about privacy, ad blockers are on the rise, and users, they're just overwhelmed by how much content is out there. That's led to some pushback against the usual social media ads.
Yeah, it makes sense. We're more aware of how our data is being used and we're craving something real, not just a constant stream of ads.
Exactly. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Social media, it never sits still. Platforms are always testing new ad formats, algorithms are getting smarter, and smart marketers, they're finding new ways to use social media organically to build their brand and connect with people.
So it's not dead, just evolving.
Exactly. It's adapting, trying to find a better balance.
Okay, let's talk content marketing. It feels like just yesterday everyone was saying content is king. Is that still true in 2024?
Look, good content will always be important, but things have changed. Consumers, especially the younger generation, they're savvy. They see right through generic, keyword-stuffed content.
So those days are over.
Long gone. The best content marketers now. They know it's about creating something that really speaks to their audience, something that informs, entertains, inspires. It's about quality, not quantity. Authenticity over hype.
It seems like that word authenticity keeps coming up. Social media, content marketing, even how we use automation.
It's essential. With so much information overload, everyone's craving genuine connections. They want to feel like they're interacting with real people, not just some faceless company or algorithm.
It really is amazing how far digital marketing has come in such a short time. We went from those static banner ads to AI-powered campaigns like overnight.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Technology moves so fast, and marketers are right there with it, always finding new ways to reach people. It's pretty exciting.
We've covered a ton today, from the early days of search ads to the rise of automation, and now everyone's talking about authenticity. It's clear that digital marketing never stands still.
Yeah.
So, as we wrap up, what are some key takeaways you hope listeners walk away with?
For me, the biggest thing is, even though the tools and technologies are changing all the time, the core of marketing, it hasn't really changed. It's about knowing your audience, building those relationships, delivering value. That's true whether you're putting up a billboard or running a complex social media campaign.
It's so easy to get caught up in the latest and greatest, but at the end of the day, it's all about connecting with people.
100%.
Yeah.
And that takes empathy, creativity, really understanding what makes people tick.
So looking ahead, what excites you most about the future of digital marketing? And what advice would you give to marketers who are trying to navigate this constantly changing world?
I'm really excited about the potential of AI and machine learning to really personalize the experience for customers. Imagine a world where every interaction you have with a brand is tailored just for you, based on your needs and what you like. That's the power of these technologies.
I can get behind that. Any advice for marketers venturing into this new frontier?
Don't be afraid to experiment. Try things out, see what works, and keep learning. The landscape is always shifting, so what works today might not work tomorrow. And never, ever lose sight of the human element. Behind every click, every purchase, there's a real person with real needs. Remember that, and you'll be in great shape.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's all the time we have for today's deep dive into the world of digital marketing. We hope you learned something new and maybe even got a little inspired. Until next time, happy marketing, everyone.